Today we'll learn about the conditional statements. Conditional statement means based on some condition, how actually we can get the result. So if I'm getting, say, true result, then what should happen? If I'm getting false result, then what should happen? That is called as conditional statement. First, let's save this file. Enabled file. Say class 4. First, let's see how this conditional statement work in formula in Excel, and that will convert into code. Let me just say here I type as 6000. In Excel, we'll put a formula, say if this value is greater than, say, 5000, then it should be high, else we'll say low. This is we're actually using in Excel formula, that is by if condition. So here we have this if, then we have a condition, and based on that condition I'll be getting true value or false value. Similarly, same concept we can use in VBA as well. So I'll name this as WKS if, say, and F11, then here say F4, copy this, paste here. I just rename the sheet, then right click, insert a module. Say F4, say mod underscore paste. Right. First we'll see how we can get this result by using code. Sub, say if condition, I'll say if. Here afterwards what we'll do, we'll take this value into one variable and then we'll use that in the code. Say Tim, I will take this as integer value. So here also we'll start using this standardization. So I'll say int, means it is integer, and I'll say 5. This int indicates that it is an integer variable. You can ignore this also, no problem, but it's a good practice that you can give this int as integer. Now I'll take the value int val equals wks if dot range of, say, d5 dot val. Now this value is available in this variable, so I can directly use this for any users in this program. Now this if condition, if I'm using in this code, the syntax is very simple. I'll say if, then condition. If condition. Let's go here and put it as like this. Condition. Then say end if. So this will be the, just commented, see, this will be the syntax. So what we'll do using this syntax, we'll try to write the code. Let the syntax be here like this. We'll say if condition is if this value int val is greater than say 5000, then it should be high. So I'll go here, I'll say int val is greater than 5000. See, if this is the condition, then if I have only one statement to be executed, so I can use this if condition in one statement only, means only one statement to be executed. So I'll say wks if dot range of, say, e5 dot value is equal to 5. So if it is only one statement, that is if it is only one statement, I can use something like this. I don't have to give this end if here. Let me delete this and I'll execute this. Let me run this. See, I'll get this high. Same thing, suppose if you want to use this concept, that is end if, then I can use like this. Let me remove this syntax here. Now I'll move this statement here and then I'll say end. This way also I can write the program. Now let me delete this and let me run this. See, I'll get this. Let's go back. The difference between this and this is here I can have only one statement, that's all. But if you want to have more than one statement, then I can use this one. In this case, this is only the true statement. There is no false statement in this. Here also I've taken if and say end if. I've taken this as true statement. If it is true, then only it will execute. If it is false, nothing will happen. See, now I'll go here and say 4000. Let me delete this. If I execute this, it will go and check the condition. You can see this int val is 4000 is greater than 5000, which is false. It will not do anything. It will just go out. Now let's go back. Here what we'll do, we'll see if we can put more than one statement. In F5, I'll say wks if dot range, say F5 dot value equals, will give something. Say this is multiple statement. This statement I cannot put it here because, as I told you, if I'm using this if statement in only one line, then I can use only true statement. This one, only one statement it can execute. But if I have multiple statement, then I have to use this if condition. Then you can give any number of statements here and then say end if. Now if I run this, if it is true, let me make it as 6000 again. If it is true, then I'll get this statement executed. Now in this program, what you see here, only the true statement is getting executed. But what if I want to execute, if it is false statement, I should get one result. Say if it is greater than 5000, it should say high. If it is less than 5000, then it should give me low. So in that case, I'll go here, let me copy the same program and I'll paste it here. I'll say if else. Let me remove this. Now after this, I have to give one else statement. Say in this case if and if, that's all. In this case I'm saying if this condition is true, then execute this statement, else execute this statement. See, same thing I've given and I'm trying to execute this statement. Let me run this. See, this condition is false, it is going to false statement. See, it's saying low. Here the condition is true, it will execute this statement. Otherwise it will go to else statement and it will execute this statement. Right. Now what if I want to execute more statements, more true statements? In this case, it is executing only one true statement. What if there are more true statements? Say this value, if it is greater than 5000, it should be high. If it is greater than 2000, it should be medium, else it should be low. That means here I have more than one true statement. In that case, I'll be using something called as Elsif. I'll go here, say Elsif. Same thing, say if int val is greater than 5000, it should be high. I'll add one more statement here, else if int val is greater than 2000, then let me take this, paste it here, and this one make it as medium. If you say this, it says if the value is greater than 5000, it will take high. If the value is greater than 2000, that means if it is false, it will go to next statement. If it is greater than 2000, that means up to 5000, it will take here only. That is 2000 to 5000. Then it will execute medium and it will come out. Now let me run this. See, it's coming as medium. Let's debug this. Say F8. It will go and check the value. If you move my cursor here and check, it says 4000. And it says 4000 is greater than 5000, which is false. Now it will go to the next row. Here it says 4000 is greater than 2000. Yes, it is true. It will go here, execute this, and it will come out of it. In this block, that is in this complete if block, only one statement will get executed. That means only one statement, in the sense, if this condition is true, whatever is there in this block, only that will be executed. Once it is executed, it will come out of the if condition. It will not execute any other statements. So whichever is true, only that statement will be executed. If you say in this, I have this if condition and end if. This is compulsory, if and end if. Else is optional. Else can be given only if you think that there is a statement which has to be executed by default. If none of the conditions are true, then it has to execute this. Else if is again, if you have more than one true statement to be executed, then I have to give this else if. In this if block, you should keep in mind few things. I can have one if statement, one end if statement. I can have one else statement, but throughout the block I can have only one else statement. I cannot have multiple else statement. But else if I can have multiple. So whenever you're writing the program, make sure that if you say if, end if should be there. Else is optional. If you think that a default value should be given, then you can give this else statement. Else you can ignore this. Else if is given only if you feel that there are multiple true statements to be executed. Right. Now let's go here and we'll work on some more examples. Let's take one age and status. Let's give some conditions here. If the age is from 0 to 12, then let's say kid. The conditions I'm taking 13 to 19, let's say teenage. From 20 to let's say 40, we'll say young. 40 to 70, we'll say adult. If the age is above 70, then we'll say old. This is the condition. Whatever age I'm giving here, I should get the result based on the condition what I'm specifying here. Now let's start writing the program. When you get any assignment or say some requirement, something like this, don't straight away pitch in to write the program saying that okay, from 0 to 12 it should be kid or something. First let's plan it. In this case, what I'll do is I'll go from bigger number to smaller number. I'll say if the age is greater than 70, that means it should be old. Then I'll say if the age is greater than 40, that means greater than 40, it will go up to 70. That means 41 to 70, it will be adult. So likewise, I have to arrange the code. So it's not that just like that I'll see the condition and start coding. Let's go and start writing the coding here. You'll understand. Say sub get age. First, let's take this age here. Let me put some age and I'll put this into one variable. Say dim int age as integer. Say int age equals g5. Say wcase dot range of g5 dot value. I've taken this value into this variable. Now what we have to do is, while checking the condition, first let's put all the conditions. This is the good practice actually. Say if int age is greater than 70, then this is one condition. And I'll put this end if. See, as soon as I start, I'll put this end if. That means this block will be ending here. Next, we have more other conditions. I'll say else if int age is greater than 40, then see this condition. Next one is if the age is greater than, here it says 40 to 70. If you want to include 40 as well, then I have to say greater than or equals to. Otherwise 40 will be ignored. I'll show you how it will actually work. Next one is I'll say else if int age is greater than 20, then. Next one is else if int age is greater than 13, then. Now all the conditions are done. Now there is only one more condition, then I'll put that in else. If none of these conditions are true, then go for this condition, means this statement. So I put all the condition here. So what will happen is we'll not miss any condition. Some people, what they do, they'll give the condition, then statement, then again condition, statement. So you can do like that as well. But the problem is you might miss some conditions, or you might miss these block statements. Sometimes after entering all this, you might forget to put this end if also. Then it will throw error. So the best practice is just put all the conditions, finish the block. After that, we'll start putting these statements. If the age is greater than 70, then I'll say wks, here I say h5 dot range of h5 dot value is equal to old. See, if it is greater, if the age is greater than 70, I'll say is old. Now again, I don't have to type, copy this. If is greater than 40, then I'll say adult. Let me just change this. Okay. Next, if is greater than 20, then it should be young. The next, if the age is greater than 13, then I'll say teenage. If none of these conditions are true, then I'll say kid. I have finished my program, but I don't know whether this is coming, I'm getting the right result. Let's go and check. One by one you have to check. I'll go here. Let me make it as 80 and see whether I'll get old here. Let me run this. Use F8. That means it will debug. That is, the code will get executed one by one. Unless and until you feel confident that the program is executing properly or giving me the right result, press this F8. See? Yes, I'm getting the right result. Let's check for one more value. Let's put, say, 49. Let's run this. See, I'm getting the right result. Fine. Adult. Let's give 25 and then we'll see. It's coming here. Young. Fine. But we'll have problem when, say, suppose if I give 70, here the condition says greater than 70. That means from 71 and above. If it is greater than 70, that means 71 and above will be old. Now let me run this. Now this 70 is greater than 70 is what it is checking the condition, wherein that will be false. It will go to next statement. It says 70 is greater than 40. It will execute. It will say adult. Fine. Let's go to this and make it 40. When I say 40, here it says 40 to 70 is adult. That means 40 is also included in adult. Let's go and check if this will come. See, we'll go and check. It says 40 is greater than 70, which is not. It will go next statement. 40 is greater than 40, which is false. It will again go here. Say 40 is greater than 20, then it will say young. It will give me the result as young. But according to my condition, 40 to 70 should be adult. So in this case, what I have to do is either I have to mention here greater than 41, sorry, greater than 39, or greater than or equal to 40. If you want to include 40 as well. So this is how we should keep checking the logics. Right. Now let's run the program. See, 40 is greater than or equal to 40, then I'll get this as adult. Let's go and check this one. Say 20 to 40. Here it says greater than 20. Suppose if I give 20 and if I run this program, see, it will go and it will give me the result as teenage, which is wrong. Again, here also, either I should mention it as 19 or I should mention it greater than or equals to 20. Now let me run this. See, I'm getting the right result. Fine. Next one, I'll put it as 13. Let's run this. See, it is giving me kid, wherein it should have been teenage. So here also, I'll change this to equals. Now I think almost everything is fine. So if I go and say 6, then here I should get kid. If none of these conditions are true, so what it will do, it will go to this kid, it will give me the result. But here there is a problem. Let's see what is the problem. I'll mention as 250, wherein the age should be from 0 to 100 only. Now what it is doing, it is allowing me to enter 250 as well. Let me run this. It will say old. What if someone enters minus 250? Now let me run this. It says kid. So it's not that I'll write the program without getting any syntax errors. There are some logics also which you'll have to work on. Now to restrict people entering less than 0 or greater than 100, if they enter, I should get a message saying that invalid age. So this is called as validation. So what I'll do, before checking all these values, here I'll say if int age is less than 0, I can use or operator. Or means I can use more than one condition in the same statement itself. Say int age is less than 0, int age is greater than 100, then we'll say invalid age. Now what this will do, it will go and check if it is less than 0 or if it is greater than 100, then it will go and it will execute this. It will come out of the if condition. But since all these are under same block, here I cannot use two if statement. You can see here one if statement, one more if statement. So this one I have to change this to else statement. Now let's go and check. It says minus 250. Say here, once it comes here, it will check minus 250 is less than 0. That means it is true. It will execute this statement. It will come out of the block. Say invalid age. Let me give 250. Clear this. If I run this, say invalid age. Now the age should be between 0 and 100 only. Fine. Let's go here. We'll try to understand one more logic. Let me cut this and I'll put it here. If you check this code, there is nothing wrong. Here it says if int age is greater than or equals to 20, then it should be young, wherein the condition is true and this statement is also correct. But what if I run this now? Say I'll give 80, and now if I run this, See, here what will happen? The condition what it is checking in the if block, always it will be sequential like this, one after the other. Now here it says int age is 80. 80 is greater than or equal to 20. That means this condition is true. Now if I execute this, see, it will say yeah. Logically this is wrong, but syntax wise there is no error in the program. So it's not that always the error should be in syntax errors. The errors can be with logics as well. That means always don't only concentrate on the syntax errors, think about the logical errors as well. Now if you see this logically, this is not right. Say if he's 80 age and if I'm getting young, that means there is something wrong in the code. Let's go back and check. So here, if the age is greater than or equal to 20, then it should be young. So that is fine. But the order is not correct. So first it should check 70, then 40, and then only it should check 20. Now suppose if I'm already giving like this, or say if I want to give something like this, I can use AND operator. How we can use that? See, here it says else if int age is greater than or equal to 20 and int age is less than or equals to whatever age is there, that is we'll give what we'll say 39 in this case, or say less than 40. We cannot give less than or equals to 40 here because here we have given greater than or equals to 40. So here for 40 value we are checking here. See, if I give equals here only, if I give 40, then again there will be a problem that it will go here, it will check the value. See, it will take this one, it will give us young. So you have to check other conditions also. Now let me remove this. Now if I go and check this, see, you go ahead, it will say okay. Let me make it as 80. Now let me run this. See, good. So likewise we have to check the conditions completely. So it's not that just I know the syntax, I'll keep on writing the codes, and once the code is done, I'll try to debug it, then no syntax errors, my program is done. It should not be like that. Always you have to check whether my logic is correct. First syntax errors, yes, you have to check. After syntax errors, please make sure that the logical errors are also perfect. Now this code is perfect, then I can use this with the button here. Let's go here, take a button, then right click, and I can assign that macro. Say we'll go here, select age. Let me put an age. Click on this, you'll get this. See, like this. So unless and until you feel that the code what I've written is correct, and if you feel that confident, then only go and assign the macro to a button and start executing it. Otherwise, debug that and check if it is coming proper. Fine. This is for number. Let me save this. Let's do this for text as well. Let's say I have region and region code. Let's say region and region. We'll have 4 regions: north, east, west, south. If I give the region as north, then I should get N. If I give the region as east, then E, west it should be W, and south it should be S. Now if I type here as north, then I should get the result as N here. So if you want to do that, let's go and write the program. Say sub get region code. First, let's take the value region into one variable. I'll say dim str region. See, I'm using str because it is a string. Now let's take this value, that is n6 value, to this variable. Let's say str region equals double case if condition dot range of this value, that is n6 dot value. Now we'll check the condition. Now we have this value in this variable. Let's check the condition. The condition will be like this: if str region equals north, then say end if. Then else if str region equals east, then we have one more condition to be checked, that is west. Go here, I'll say if it is west, then if none of these conditions are true, say if it is not north, if it is not east, west, then obviously the leftover is south. I'll say else. I've given all the conditions. Now let me say enter and say this region code value, whatever is there, that will be NEWS depending on which value I'm giving. Say in 06, we'll go here, 06 dot value is equal to N. If it is north, I should get N here. Copy this. I'm just trying to paste this. Okay. Now here, if it is east, I'll say E. If it is west, I'll say W. And if none of the conditions are true, then I'll say S. Let's go and run. First, let's debug F8. So let's check this. What does it says? North. Now it should be N. See, I'm getting N. Let me type south. Let me run this. See, we'll go and check. If none of these conditions are true, say it is not north, it is not east, it is not south, sorry, west. The region is actually south. So none of these conditions are true, then by default it will go to this false statement and say F8. I'm getting F. So whatever value you are giving here, I'll get the result. Fine. But what if someone enters some other region, say northeast? Now if I run this, it is not north, it is not east, it is not west. So if none of the conditions are true, whatever the value it is, it will go to the default value, that is false statement. It will say so. That is yes, which is actually wrong. So how to rectify this? So what I'll do, I'll go here, say else if str region equals south. Then let me copy this and I'll paste it here. That means I'm creating one more condition here saying that if it is south, then put it as S, else apart from these four regions, if they are entering any other regions here, then I'll say invalid. Let me execute. See, it says invalid. Right, this is one thing we solved. Next step, if I go here and type this in all caps. Now let me run this. According to the program, I should get N. N is the result. Let me run this. See, str region is all caps. But here, this is first character as caps, rest all will be small letters. So it will Go to the next region and it will check. East, this is also not right. West, this is also not right. South, this is also not right. So what it will do, it will go to else statement and say invalid. But technically it may be invalid. But for me, capital North or small letter North, both are same. So if you want to do, if you want to correct that, say I gave North here, I should get N here now. So if you want to do that, so what I'll do is, while taking this value, str region, so here I have this str region. This one will convert this into capital letter. Say U case. U case is actually the format which will convert the value whatever you enter into caps. Now let me just type small letter. I'll go here, I'll say equals upper of this one. See, it'll get converted into uppercase like this. Same thing I'm actually doing here also. Trying to convert this into uppercase. Now in the condition mode I'm checking, I'll just change this all caps. So, okay. Now what will happen here? This one will convert any value into caps and then that will get assigned here. Now this one, since it is giving us U case, so everywhere I've given the letters here as capital letter. Now if I run this, see I'm getting this here. Now you give in any format, say N O R T H, like this. A mixed characters, which is not actually matching with this. Now if I run this, see, since here it is getting converted to caps, so I'm trying to check the values also in caps. It is giving me this result. So this is how you can actually use text also in if conditions. Fine. Yesterday we did one function here only. That is, we took one shape, we'll make it as red color. Remove this. I'll just make this as SHP red. And then this one will say SHP blue. And then SHP green. Let me change the color. See, blue color, then green color. Let's rename this. The SHP red, blue, green. So they are renamed. Now what I'll do is, here I'll say red, blue, green. And let's take developer, insert. I'll take a drop down, right click, say format control, and I'll take this colors. Cell link you can give to get the index number. I'll say okay. Now see, I have this red, blue, and green. Here the value is getting changed depending on the selection what I'm doing. Now what we'll do, we'll write a program. Say sub change shape color. First let's take this. What is the variable it is getting changed? See, say dim int index as integer, int index equals wks if dot range of, we'll take this ae1. dot while. If you see this, I'm trying to take the index number when I'm getting by changing the drop down. Let me change the drop down. Here the index number is also getting changed. Now I can use this itself as a condition value. If it is 1, that means it is red. If it is 2, it is blue. If it is 3, it is green. Say if int index equals 1, then else if int index equals 2, then else end if. In this you don't have to give the say one more invalid section, because here anyways I'm doing the selection, not entering. If you go here, in this case I'm entering. So wherever you see that you are entering, say the user input is by entering something, then make sure that you will put that validation. In this case it is selection, you are not typing anything, so I don't have to bother about the else statement here. So else statement will be 3. Say first condition is 2, 1, 2, and then next one I don't have to check. If you think you want to do it, you can do it, no problem. If the index is 1, that means it should show SHP red, otherwise SHP blue, otherwise it should be green. Let me select all this like we did in our previous session. I'll go here, say center, and say middle. Let me keep it here. Say developer. Okay. Let's go to this view and remove these grid lines. Right. Now we'll write a program here to hide and unhide the shapes. First, what we'll do, say wks if dot shapes of, then we'll take this, say shp red dot visible equals false. Make all the shapes false. So red, blue, green. Now this will hide all the shapes. Now what we'll do, depending on the index number, we'll try to unhide the shapes. Copy this, paste it here. We'll say red is true. If it is 2, then I'll say blue. Then if these two conditions are false, then I'll go here, I'll make it as green. See, in the previous code what we did, we assigned 3 buttons here, and then I was using it with 3 different programs. Now if you see this, I'm writing only one program. In this I'm using this if condition. So based on this if condition, I'm trying to execute this requirement. Say, let me copy this, right click, say assign macro, paste it here. Let me change this to blue. See, let me just keep it here. See, red, green, blue, or red. So anything you select like this. So this is how you can use this if condition. So if condition can be used in, wherever you think that there is a condition statement to be used and the code has to be executed. So if it is like any conditional statement, then you can go for if statements, and you can use this if statement for getting the results.